Is Good morning. My name is Molly Yanis, and I'm with Echo Consulting, and we're a work management solutions company. And today I'm going to be talking about one of our tools, Smartsheet, and some of the improvements that they have to their ability to kind of see some versioning. So, one of the big gaps for Smartsheet for quite a while has been their inability to get a version history in a way that can kind of go backwards. So, if you make a lot of updates to your project plan, how do you go back if you wanted to see kind of the previous version or you wanted to potentially use the previous version versus the current version. So towards that end, I want to show a couple of features they've had for a while and a new feature I actually just found today. So when I'm coming into a new sheet and I want to see if anyone's updated the structure of the sheet, right? One of the first things I can do if I want to see the edits to the actual content is I go up here and I click on highlight changes, right? And I can see highlight changes and I can say, okay, I want to see any changes that have happened today or potentially since the last time I viewed this sheet, right? But I've been in the sheet a couple times, so I'm just going to do, for example, the last 3 days, okay? Now, when I do that, I can go ahead here and I can see any changes that have been made to the sheet in the last period of time, right? So let me go ahead and filter to see kind of, let's see here, anything that is past due probably would be the best way to do it, right? And I can see kind of any changes that have been made to this. So I can see, okay, P added here. This is something that was highlighted changes. Okay, so this is highlight changes. The other piece I can do is I can go over here and I can click on activity log. And activity log gives me more of kind of this export view of all the different changes that were made by who. So I can just kind of see this running log down here. I can see the date range of the changes. I can switch the date range. So if I want to look for a specific day, I can also look at the different types of actions that changes might happen, right? Because there's a lot of different things that'll happen in a Smartsheet sheet. It's a data source, right? So it could be that there are actual row changes. Think about adding or subtracting rows. Maybe there's a cell change. So if they updated just one cell in a row versus if they added comments or something like that. The other piece I'll mention is like column changes. So oftentimes as a solution architect, as I'm trying to build out a dashboard or a report or some way to pull information across multiple data sources, I'm looking to see if any column changes happen. So in this case, I can go ahead and say, okay, I want to see just any activity that has happened for for column changes. So I can go ahead and click apply. And now I see that I've updated some column property changes. The drop down list was modified, for example, or I can see that there was a net new column. That's really important. So there's a new column, there's a new way to track data in the sheet. I want to see who added the column. Okay. Now, one of the pieces that I just noticed, which is really cool, is that I can actually request a snapshot at the point of when they started adding columns. So that's really cool. What I wanted to show you is if I do go ahead and click request snapshot, what it's going to do is it's actually going to email me the snapshot. And so that's going to come through in just a minute. But what that does is it actually allows me to see exactly how the data was at this point in time. And that's an important feature that Smartsheet really didn't have previously. So what Smartsheet used to have, and again, you can see over here on the right-hand side of my screen, Smartsheet snapshot request. I click on this. The email is going to pop up. Oh, where is the email? But let me see if the email will pop up right here. I'll bring it over for you. And the piece that I'll mention though is that when it does pop up, right, it's actually popping up with an Excel attachment. So on one hand, it's great because if I were to delete or if someone deleted 500 rows by accident or something like that, right? Now I can get those 500 rows back pretty quickly. I have this information. I have the column data here. What it doesn't do is actually allow me to see a version with all the different bells and whistles that sheets have that Excel doesn't, right? So one of the things that I love about Smartsheet is the ability to see the cell history to be able to see when things changed, right? So oftentimes when I'm doing this, right, I'm going to go ahead and look at, let me see here, I'll pick on Nick here. I'll go ahead and like view cell history to see how many times the date has changed. And look, it didn't even change many times. So anyways, what I would like to do is I would want to be able to see the view cell history so I can see over time how it changed, right? Um, but with an Excel sheet, all it's going to do is let me replace these specific rows, right? Now, what Smartsheet has had for a while, but many of the users don't know, is the ability to request a backup. And so, what I would do is I go ahead and I go to my folder structure, my browse, and I actually request backups of any of my mission critical workspaces. Okay. So, here I can go ahead and I can right click, I can request a backup, and that's going to back it up at this exact moment. But normally for any of my mission critical workspaces, I enable the reoccurring backups, and that's going to take a backup every day, every 24 hours. So there's three different ways to kind of fix it if you make a major mistake in your sheet right now, right? So the first one is that you can go to the most recent backup if you have it, and that is on a daily basis if you have reoccurring backups. If you have not scheduled reoccurring backups, you can go to Smartsheet. Smartsheet does actually have backups, right? And you can get them to kind of re-enable it. If you've deleted the sheet as a whole, so like let's say you deleted a sheet and you can't find it, if you come down here, you're able to see the deleted views over here. My little picture thing is in my way. Give me a second. So I can click on deleted items, and it's going to show me all of the deleted items here, and I can see who deleted it and when they deleted it. Does that make sense? So I can go ahead and restore it if I needed to. Um, so if you delete a sheet or if you delete a report or you delete something like that, you can go to your deleted items and you can see what has been deleted, right? If you delete an entire workspace, if you delete an entire thing, you want to go to the backup. The backup's going to have all the functionality of Smartsheet. So if you back up a sheet, it's going to have all the comments, all the cell history, everything like that. If you are looking for a specific point in time with a specific change, right, that has happened, Smartsheet again has added that ability to request a, let's bring it up here, request a snapshot is what they're calling it. And I've seen these before for a lot of other organizations. This is a snapshot. This is going to have all the information from an Excel standpoint. So it's going to have all the rows, all the columns, all the data you have. What it's missing is the Smartsheet special sauce that we all love, which is cell history, activity, all that other stuff. Okay. But it does get you back to a much better working solution if Smartsheet is a business critical system like it is becoming for a lot of our clients. So again, this is Molly with Echo Consulting. We're a work management solutions firm. We're Smartsheet aligned partners. So we have a lot of clients with Smartsheet, a lot of teams that use Smartsheet. We're seeing some fantastic things on their work, on their roadmap. We do offer consulting, right, on an hourly basis, or we actually stand up entire solutions for organizations that are looking for Smartsheet support in their productivity, business automation, etc. If you're interested in more videos like this, we do have a Smartsheet channel. We give out free content all the time on how to do different actions in Smartsheet, some tips and tricks and things like that. So you can subscribe to our channel, then you'll get notified of any new video content. You can also subscribe on our website, and we actually send out different kind of value add resources, templates, and things like that on our resource. And we send out a newsletter and a couple like lessons learned and things like that. So if you're interested in more content like this, definitely stay in touch. We love to help. Again, Molly Yanis with Echo Consulting, and thanks for your time today.